Chelsea Football Club are actively looking at Francisco Conceição and there's a deadline. Can they get him? I'm going to tell you what it is. Adeyemi, apparently, he's coming to West London. Well, that's what the news in Germany is saying. Chelsea have got conversations directly with Dortmund and a fee is set. I don't want this deal to happen. Additionally, I think something big is happening. Chelsea are looking at Caleb Wiley and they're doing Strasbourg a favour. I'm going to explain to you what that favour is. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it was meant to be the other way around. I thought Strasbourg were meant to help us out. Yes, I'll explain the details because the French TV deal is causing controversy. And finally, we've lost Rio, the 15-year-old wonder kid that everyone's been saying Chelsea have to sign. Well, Chelsea apparently offered him record wages. Liverpool offered him record wages and the kid picked, or did he? I'm going to explain to you the situations. I've compiled all the stories from everybody into one place. You're gonna get it fully explained, all the details is out, and we're gonna have a good objective perspective. We're not crying over here. That's all I'm gonna tell you, all right? It's gonna be very realistic, very calm, very composed. So what I ask from you guys, number one, hit that like button. 1,000 likes goes a massive way. Number two, subscribe to the channel. It's the best way for you lot to support the channel. And in the comments below, let me know. Would you be interested in Conceição, Adeyemi, or I wouldn't sign neither one of them? Do that right now and continue watching the video. So, reports in Portugal today with Record Portugal are coming out that Francisco Conceição is linked with Chelsea. Apparently, the player has got a release clause of 30 million euros, which is around about 25 million pounds. And on Monday next week, it goes up to 45 million euros. So Chelsea are going to try to wrap this deal up, according to reports in Portugal. First of all, let me just say this, right? Porto are going through a massive reshuffle. There have been a lot of public incidents that have occurred. New president in André Villas-Boas. The manager Conceição, who's the father of Francisco Conceição, has left and he's going and looking for other work. And this makes sense that the player might be looking to leave. However, the Chelsea link doesn't make sense, and I'm going to explain to you why. Chelsea are looking for a right footer. This kid is as left foot as it can get. Chelsea are looking for a player on the left-hand side. This kid plays on the right-hand side. And finally, this kid just does not fit the mold of what Chelsea have been signing recently. Chelsea have been signing athletes. Chelsea have been signing individuals that are around about 6 foot or higher. Yeah, this kid is, I think, 5'7" and just does not fit the profile of players Chelsea have been actively trying to chase. So for me, this isn't real. Speaking on the player, I think this player does not need to be at a club of Chelsea's magnitude. I don't think he's ready. I've seen him play. He's a busybody. He runs around, he presses well, he dribbles well, he's got a good strike on him. I just don't think he's physically imposing for the Premier League, and I think good teams will bully him and he will be found out. I think in the long run, his level is a mid-table Premier League, or maybe Porto, or Marseille, or a club of that magnitude, maybe a Lyon, somewhere where in the French League, in the German League, in the Spanish League, he's going to be fighting for 5th, 6th, or 4th. I don't see him competing at the top end of the Premier League because it's just too physical. He needs to be in a league where he will be enabled to have a little bit more time, little bit more space to express himself. I think in Italy, he would slap. Genuinely. Reminds me an awful lot of Christian Pulisic, actually, in the way that he plays. Good finisher, wants to pick up the ball, run at somebody, very direct. And like I said to you the other day, 95% of players are systemic players. You either suit the system and you look outstanding, or you don't. And people say, you know what, you're rubbish, but really, you just need another system to bring the best out of you. Conceição, good player, but not for me. Player linked with Chelsea is Adeyemi. Adeyemi from Dortmund. So for those of you that know, we've been linked with Adeyemi in the past, right? Even before he joined Dortmund, I think it was at Salzburg where his numbers were sick. Like, he was putting on crazy numbers. This player was linked with us. And what I saw today from Christian Falk is that Chelsea apparently are going to have conversations, or had conversations already, with Dortmund. Dortmund want 30 million euros for the player. Juventus are also interested. Adeyemi would need to agree personal terms. There have been no discussions with the player as of yet. Chelsea are trying to get contact with the player's entourage to encourage him to come to Chelsea Football Club. What is my opinion on this? What are we doing? Like, realistically speaking, this smells of a story that it could be true. He literally fits the box of left-hand side, tick. He can play number 9, tick. He's 22 years old, tick. Costs under 25 million pounds, tick. Like, this is a player that's got tremendous upside potentially, but at this moment in time, I don't think he's ready for Chelsea Football Club. Honestly, if someone gave me an option and said, would you rather take Adeyemi or keep Mudryk and Sterling? I'm keeping Mudryk and Sterling. I don't think Adeyemi improves us in any way. If anything, all he does is block the passageway for Tariq George. I genuinely believe this year Chelsea should not be getting anybody for that left wing or number 9 position unless it's a guaranteed starter. And when I say that, I mean it's somebody that comes in and we go, this is a definitive starter. Rafael Leao, someone of that magnitude, someone that comes in and you're like, wow, this player is at top tier. We're not getting that player because we're not paying the wages. Or if we are going to get someone, I want a wonder kid that could potentially be a Paez, someone that could be an Estevao Willian, someone that could be an Andre Santos, somebody that we can look at and say, you know what, in 2-3 years time, if we develop him properly, give him the pathway behind Raheem Sterling or Mudryk, he could become the next big thing. But we already have Mudryk technically. So this Adeyemi deal makes no sense to me. I'm really worried that this could potentially come true because with this one, I think this one has more legs to it because Falk is absolutely pushing the story out there with Vim. And what I don't like about it is I don't think this is his agent trying to get him a new deal, and I hope Juventus just sign him so we don't have to deal with it. But that's just my personal opinion. I want to know yours. Would you actually take either one of Conceição or Adeyemi? Because I think both players, whilst they have their positives, I think neither one of them suits what we're trying to build at this moment in time. Now on to the next story. So, for those of you that are from America, you most probably heard of the name Caleb Wiley. For those of you that watch football, including the MLS, you most probably know of him. I never knew of him. I don't watch the MLS. I think the only time I check up the MLS scores is when Inter Miami play. I think you can guess why. It's the All-Stars 11. Suarez, Busquets, Messi, Alaba. You gotta love it. However, Caleb Wiley is a under 21 US player. He's going to cost £8.5 million and he was set to join Strasbourg. And the deal was going to get done and Chelsea were very excited about that deal because he was going to go to Strasbourg, play regular football, absolutely smash it there and hopefully make a move to Chelsea in the long term. However, Strasbourg have reached some sort of a little hiccup. And the hiccup is the TV deal is far lower than it was meant to be. For those of you that don't know, Canal Plus is not going to be renewing apparently their League One TV rights. And the DAZN is the only offer on the table. And the offer is far lower than what the clubs thought. And the league just can't find an offer. The league has got two choices. They either go with DAZN or they go onto a streaming platform where they're only going to show Liga games. And for me, that's wild, right? Even if the Premier League did that. If the Premier League did that, I'd kind of understand. Because, you know, the notoriety of the league is global. I don't think any people are going to sit there and say, you know what, today I'm going to say Etienne and Lyon on replay over and over and over again. Because that channel is only going to have Ligue 1 games. It's not going to have games from Ligue 1 2 or like Serie A or Bundesliga. It's strictly going to be a Ligue 1 naming rights game. So for me, I think they are in big trouble and they're most probably going to take the DAZN deal. But how does this link to Chelsea? Well, Chelsea stepped up, according to David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, and said, we'll take him. We'll pay the money and we'll loan him straight back to Strasbourg and let him go develop there. For me, this is a problem. We have 6 slots for international loan. So for those of you that don't know, recently there's been a change in the rules because clubs like Chelsea, Juventus, and AC Milan, and many others were literally exploiting it. They were sending 18, 19 players on loan at a time. I think Juve had 34 at one point. And FIFA was just like, yo, you can't do this with players. So if you want international loans, it's only 6. So now it's been reduced to 6. Prior to that, it was 9. Last year was 7. And if this kid is taking one of the spots, he better be good. Because what ends up happening is either these players get UK loans or they don't go anywhere and they just rot in the PL2. And if they play in the PL2, they're taking minutes away from somebody that's coming out of the academy that needs those minutes more than that player. For example, Diogo Moreira. You guys remember him? Exactly. We signed him, went to Lyon, didn't work out, cancelled the loan because we needed the PL spot loan. He couldn't go anywhere else. It's an absolute mess. I hope Chelsea know what they're doing. I hope Caleb Wiley develops. And honestly, I kind of want an American in the team. Like, We get a big uplift in audience from the US. I get to keep tabs on the US men's national team. I always like to keep tabs on them because there's always such expectation with their teams, you know? Like the US, like, oh, we're going to be great, we're going to be great, and then the Copa America hits. But it is what it is. I ain't sticking it on you lot. I actually like the US men's national team. I think there's a lot of talent there. You just need a better manager, you're going to be a very good team. My personal opinion. So the final story is regarding the wonder kid at Chelsea that we've been hearing about for years, but it looks like he's left Chelsea. So his name is Rio and he's gone to Liverpool. So first of all, out the back, what I'm going to say is, I think people need to relax because there's been massive meltdown. People are being horrible to the kid. And I need to remind you lot, this kid's 15 years old. He didn't make no decisions. And furthermore, come on, grow up, right? You shouldn't be getting at a kid. The kid is doing what's best for him, and his family is doing what's best for them, and his representation is doing what's best for him, because that's what they're paid to do, allegedly. However, this is what has happened, and these are the sources that I've got all this information from, and I'm going to relay it. First of all, Nini FC has done a great video, right? He's a fellow YouTuber. I chat to him on a regular basis on Twitter. We don't always agree, but it's always respectful, and that's what I love, right? We don't have to agree. However, he had very good insight on this deal, and so did Alex Goldberg, and they both, combining the information they said is, Chelsea did everything they could to keep this player. Chelsea literally did everything in their power to go keep this player. However, the player's entourage wanted to move. Alex Goldberg went as far as saying they've been trying to move him for 3 years. They've been literally looking for a reason to move to another club, and Chelsea couldn't do anything. Chelsea have consistently been making this kid feel special. Chelsea have done everything to show the parents that there's a pathway for this kid. He is the golden gem. He is the Jamal Musiala of the academy. They're not going to let him go. However, it came out that Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool paid a record fee for an academy player. They absolutely destroyed their wage bill. People are saying it's 50k. At this moment in time, we don't know. 15-year-old making 50k a week, wild. However, the reality is, Fab never said nothing about Chelsea. According to Nini and according to Alex Goldberg on his playback and according to other sources such as the Secret Scout, Chelsea offered more money than Liverpool and the team still wanted to move. And the reiteration was pathway. The pathway at Liverpool is a lot better. What do we know? The Liverpool Academy, nowhere near as competitive as the Chelsea Academy, meaning when he goes there, he'll shine, meaning when he shines, he will have an easier route to the first team. Makes sense. However, what I'm going to say is, anyone moaning that Chelsea don't give a pathway to any of these Cobham youngsters or any of these youngsters that have come out of our academy, you're lying. Because I've got some statistics here that are going to be on the screen for you got to see, and they're very interesting because someone collated them. I saw them on Twitter. Shout out to them. I really wish I grabbed their app because it would have been a great way to give them a shout out. However, Manchester United last year had 34,000 minutes accumulated for their academy. So players that came out of their academy went on. Who's second? Chelsea, 27. Liverpool is down at 17,000. We develop way more talent that comes out of our academy than Liverpool. We are the second best based on this statistic. The players that have played for our team, since you don't want the pathway to get sold on for pure profit. Well, Man United had 12,000. We had 8,000. Liverpool had 7,000. Come on, we are ahead of them in that metric as well. Guys, there's always a pathway for these kids. The reality is, it's a matter of do they want to stay and do they want to fight, or do they want to take their services somewhere else and just back themselves. Reality is, we're going to steal an Esteban Willian from Palmeiras. We'll go to Independiente and take Kendry Piaz. There'll be a time when we go to Aston Villa and take Akane Chukwuemeka. And for every one of those cases that we do that, someone will come and take a Jamal Musiala, someone will come and take a Lewis Bate, and someone will come and take a Theodore Mondor, the one at Anderlecht now. The reality is, we don't know which ones are going to bang and which ones are going to be great. So let's not get too disheartened and not get too excited. Let's just wait to see how these players develop, and then one day they might make it. What I don't want to happen is Adeyemi's and Conceição types of signings, because they don't lift the ceiling and all they do is just up the floor a tiny bit, when in reality a youth team prospect should be getting it, whether it's a David Washington or whether it's a Ronnie Stutter. One of them should be getting it, but that's just my opinion. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There'll be no video tomorrow because we will be singing England, England, England. Come on, we're supporting the home nation because the motherland's out, so we support the place we pay taxes in. But it is what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out. Have a lovely day.